MyCVW family. It's Lindsay here with another Spotlight series this month. And this month we have our Spotlight series on Rick. Rick, hi, thank you so much for doing this Spotlight. First of all, congratulations on your new role. I'm so excited for you to become the distribution manager. We'll talk more about that, but for those who don't work in the departments that you support, could you tell me a little bit about yourself on a personal level?
Yeah, I'm always busy. Work consumes pretty much everything. I've been here 16 years, married. Been married for 13 years. We celebrated our anniversary a week and a half ago.
Oh, congratulations.
But that's really all about it, work and home.
Yeah, and you live in Rochester?
Yep, in the city.
Have you lived in Rochester your whole entire life?
No, I spent some time living down in Tennessee, a little bit south of Nashville.
Do you have family down that way, or what brought you to Tennessee?
Yeah, my mom moved down there. So she moves down there with her brother, so I've spent some time down there, about 2.5 years, and then decided to move back.
Yeah. Do you miss the no snow down that way?
Definitely miss the weather, much better than Rochester, but for now, Rochester's home.
Yeah, which is good. We love Rochester. That's why we're all here, right? All right, so you mentioned you've been with CooperVision for quite so many years. You said 16?
Just about, yep.
So what kind of roles did you always start in a managerial role, or where did you start?
Nope, started as a temp back in 2006 in inventory control at the old building on Commerce Drive. Came here to the DC. Inbound and QIC were kind of one department at that time. Inventory control received and put things away. After a little bit of time in the DC, they split to make two different departments. I stayed with QIC. Worked my way up to a coordinator level in QIC, then took a step down to be a trainer in the picking department for voice carousel. A year later, I was promoted to coordinator of small pack shipping. Probably 3 years after that, I was promoted to supervisor and was supervisor up until I just got my recent promotion.
Oh, congratulations. So I know they say it's not good to pick favorites, but from all the departments that you've been in, is there a particular one that you enjoyed the most over your 16 years here?
Distribution. I like the outbound side of things. That seems to have been my strength, dealing with people, understanding the picking and shipping processes and how they correlate together. Working in both departments has helped me get to a point where I can understand workflow throughout the course there. My new role is going to put me into bulk international return goods, which will be new experiences for me, so a little bit different on the outbound side.
Now you mentioned that you ended up taking a step back, which is something that not a lot of people do. Why did you do that?
I was looking for a promotion. I was trying to develop myself and get other opportunities from being in QIC. Tried to find other opportunities, and then when I applied to distribution roles, the feedback I received was I didn't have experience. And they said they thought I could do the role, but they were looking for somebody with more experience. So I got experience. I figured I'd do what I had to do to get the experience to help my future goals.
Well, and that certainly has paid off with your promotion, and you're a good kind of image to see that it's okay to go back and get some other skills that you didn't have before, and it shouldn't be stepping down shouldn't look as a bad thing, and it just really benefited your future.
Yep, and I mean, if it's done the right way, right? I mean, you don't want to have people complain, I don't like this role, I'm going to step out of it. But if you're actively looking to improve, talk to your manager, talk to your supervisor, and even HR, and say, look, this is where I'm trying to go, but I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And I didn't make the decision lately to take the step down. I talked to several people, and like you said, it's kind of paid off for me in the long run. But I don't want to see people struggle or get frustrated in time out and roles. I think it's always good to figure out what you want and get the best out of it. So that's what I did, and if people ask me for feedback, that's when I give them.
That's great. I'm glad you did that, because look where it got you now. So since you've had so many different roles in the past 16 years here, why did you decide to stay at CooperVision?
Overall, the culture. working at many jobs since high school, it just seemed like every place had its own share of problems, and some were worse than others. But when you came to CooperVision, the leadership and management always seemed to care more about the person than necessarily trying to get work out the door. I've always found that to be comforting, when I had some personal loss and I had some struggles, that my management team said, do what you have to do, let's work together, come and go when you need to make sure we hit those targets. And that's kind of the same influence that I've tried to lead as a supervisor is we understand life happens. We're not robots. We have to handle those things. But communication and doing that stuff, we understand the human element to it, and we really try our best to work with individuals.
Yeah. And that's a really great thing about CooperVision, and I can certainly agree and attest to it as well. So going back to your promotion, so that announcement came up in December, so yay. What are you looking forward to learning? Now, I know those are new to you departments per se. Is there something that you're excited to learn about, or a process that you think you could change or implement? I know you're just getting your feet wet right now.
Just barely dipping my toe in the position now. I'll still be supporting my current role until a replacement is found, but I'm interested in learning about the export compliance piece of it, how international works, understanding the financial piece for the bulk orders and stuff like that. Kind of stepping in here at the end of a quarter, I'm kind of getting a lot more information, understanding the hows and whys of certain things that happen. And I think that goes a long way, because from the outside, being not in those departments, you hear about it, but you don't necessarily understand it. And now I'm starting to hear more and more about it and ask more questions to fully grasp what's going on. So.
Yeah. And, I remember Jim shared a percentage of, I can't recall what the percentage was off the top of my head, but of how much business goes to our distributors, our bulk, that the bulk team handles. It is just amazing, and, it kind of shows why we give so much attention to these customers that I'm sure you will be buddies with and get to know and have all those point of contacts, but they're a tremendous part of our business goes to those people. So that's going to be something very exciting, because right now, you handle not the single orders, but not in bulk quantities.
Yep.
But it's nice because you'll be able to put the pictures together from everything.
Yep, and I really plan on trying to lean on the experience I've had from the different roles, from order picking, shipping, kits, all that, to kind of combine into what this role is. I have a pretty good understanding, I would say about 70%, about what happens in bulk. Mm-hmm. International, return goods, that's completely new to me with that stuff. So it'll be definitely a slower transition, trying to make sure I absorb everything properly, but it's nothing that I don't think I can handle.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to the bulk team and all the other departments that make CooperVision successful, and we just hit $2 billion in sales. How did you feel when you heard that announcement that we hit that? Because I was with CooperVision when we hit $1 billion, and I'm sure a lot of people that, and maybe even some of our MyCVW folks, were here to celebrate that. Now we've doubled it.
And it's doubled very quickly, considering how long it took to get to $1 billion, not to go to $2 billion. It just shows the growth and how much the business is expanding and how demanded people want to see. They want to see content. They need context to see. So it seems like it's a recession-proof, which we've been through that. We've gone through a lot of stuff, and even in this times now, COVID-proof, we're extremely busy where some other businesses are still struggling to meet the needs or have the volumes that they need. So.
Well, I would definitely can say that we're very lucky to manufacture and sell and create contacts, and it's something that everyone that needs vision correction needs. So I couldn't have been more happier with that announcement, $2 billion. So yep. It's really awesome. So I know that you engage on MyCVW and you encourage your teams to go on, and actually in your current departments that you support, you have winners quite often in your area. MyCVW Player Championships, as well as the PER arena that you have winners. What are your thoughts on MyCVW?
I think it's a great communication piece. I think people can get information that they want readily available. But also just by doing your job. If you do your job correctly with the performance metrics we have that are, not difficult to attain, but if you do it and you do your job correctly, you have eligibility to win prizes either way.
Yeah, it's when we have new hire orientations every other Monday or whenever we have them, I actually go into those orientations and I talk to associates about it, and I've never heard anything bad about, getting the recognition and performing and winning prizes. And like you said, it's a great tool for communication because such a big facility with over 600 plus employees, and right now you have all 3 shifts for shipping, plus you have 2 shifts for, and then Chris at EEP and all that, so you have a lot of people, so maybe it might be difficult for you to go out there and remind people, but then they have, MyCV World to look back, and this is the new COVID protocol, this is what the gain share was,
And when I do job shadows too, when potential associates come in and we show them what we do and they ask about what it's like here at CooperVision, besides going over the basics of attendance policy and things like that, I also bring up MyCV World it's an optional thing that people can do, but it's a way to engage more, and I kind of give them a breakdown about what it is before they even start with a company. So.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for doing that. So, and I know it's word on the street and everybody knows that it's happening, the expansion that we're going to be having here at West Henrietta, although it's a few years, probably for the building aspect and the planning, and I'm sure we have a lot of great engineers on the job designing what we need, but is there anything about the expansion that excites you?
Space, and that's been our biggest struggle over the past couple of years. The way we've been growing is running out of space and doing that stuff. So added space is always going to be a good thing. But I also think it gives opportunity to help redesign or do something different with the current stuff that we have. I'm not involved in any of those ideas or discussions, but just having extra space to do stuff, does it make sense of our current situation for all the areas? Can they be redistributed to different areas to, help make workflow a little bit better?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. We don't know what the building's gonna look like, and obviously there's a need for more packaging machines, and we continue to get new things down that way, but it'll be interesting to see if any departments are going to be moving that better suits business needs. So I'm very excited about that as well. So I want to end our interview today with just a silly question. So the question I asked Jim Gentile last time is, if the president or even Fiorino or McKaylee gave you a check for $10 million for you to spend here at CooperVision, what would you do with that check? Now, before I give you a second to think about it, Gentile said that he would like a cafeteria, so like a hot food service type of cafeteria. He would like a soccer court, and he would also like a return line for the totes. So I guess in other CooperVision sites, there's an automatic return line instead of someone having to manually go and move the totes and bring them back to picking. So would you agree with any of those, or would you want something else?
My first thought when you said it was a recirculator. Right now, it's very inefficient the way our process is. Picking continuously picks, and there's an end spot for where totes go. So we have to spend a lot of labor to pull totes, move totes, palletize them, move them all over the place. The Liège facility has a recirculator, and it keeps things in FIFO, and as work comes down, it continuously spins around until the work is needed and then sends it up there. It's something that I've been asking about and hoping for 10 plus years since I started working in shipping and realized the limitations they had.
Yeah.
But I think if they gave me that check to do that, I would figure out a way to implement something like that, because I think it makes locating totes, finding things, keeping things in FIFO order always more efficient.
Yeah.
So.
That's a great idea. Okay, anything else that you can think of?
I'm not gonna say I won't agree with the cafeteria.
I know.
I think
I am so for that as well.
anytime you can have an option to have a variety of foods, kind of cafeteria style or something like that, that's always a good thing. 16 years at CooperVision, with only Wendy's and McDonald's there, it becomes difficult to always try to go out because sometimes it's not always practical to bring something. So you want to get out of the building, get away for a minute. And I mean, I know Burger King is coming and Taco Bell just opened up. It's getting close, but still, everybody's going out at the same time. You get backups, and sometimes that 35 minutes to travel to go someplace isn't always enough.
No, and you just have to scarf down your lunch and get back out. And the pre-made sandwich and salad, yes, they're convenient, but after 16 years of eating the same chicken salad sandwiches or salads, it's, kind of gets a little bit old. But yeah, it would be nice, actually, because I've been with the company not as quite as long as you have, 15 years. And one of our locations in the old Fairport, they had a cafeteria. It was called Lorraine's Express. It wasn't owned by CooperVision, but they just kind of contracted there. And they would have a hot food bar where they'd have specials of the day, but then they also had a salad bar. So you can make yourself a salad. And then they also had, made to order stuff. So if you wanted like a turkey sandwich or something like that. And that was the best, because if you forget your lunch or the weather isn't good, people would have lunch meetings downstairs and all be together because there was a full, cafeteria out that way. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you think we can convince Fiorino to put that in his design plans? Maybe I need to talk to Devin. I'm not sure who's on the expansion project, but maybe if enough people ask for it, maybe we can make it happen.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
But I don't see that in the plans.
Stop, don't say that. You never know. Possibilities are endless. Well, Rick, thank you so much for being our spotlight this month. I really appreciate it. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we will see you around here. And good luck finding your replacement. It's going to be sad because no one will replace you. We used to work together before I took over the MyCVW admin position. But good luck, and thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, MyCVW family, we will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and see you later. Bye.